Hello, guys. I'm Lila, and I'm only an 18-year-old girl. No, I'm not married, and this is not a story about my mother in law or something. But this is a story about my grandma, Harriet, who was a nightmare mother in law to my mom, Elsie. Why am I telling this story? Because she tried to use me to separate my parents. Harriet is my dad, Gabriel's mother. She is a super psycho woman who has made my mom's life a living hell. She used to live with my parents until my dad was forced to kick her out. I didn't even see her until I was 12. They simply didn't trust her around me. Why? Well, she tried to convince my dad that I wasn't his child, that mom cheated and baby trapped him with someone else's child. When I was a little over 12 years old, I started to become interested in meeting Harriet. She had gotten in contact with me in some way and was pestering me for regular visits. A lot of my friends had good relationships with their grandparents, and I wanted that as well. Mom's parents were long dead, so there was only Harriet left. I begged my parents to have a relationship with Harriet. I said, Mom, Dad, please let me have a relationship with Grandma. I want to see if we can have a good relationship. Most of my friends have grandparents. I feel left out. Lila, it's not that easy, dear. Harriet has already hurt us in more ways than one. You already know why we have limited contact with her. You do realize that she tried to take your dad away from me and you. I know that, Mom. You guys have already told me everything. Look, I know she has been horrible to you, but she has changed. She has even apologized for the incident. She has only apologized to you, Lila. Mom should have apologized to Elsie first. She still hates your mom, dear. Even after I give her so much money, she insults Elsie and tells me to leave her. I'm afraid she is trying to manipulate you. I don't think you should have a relationship with her. I begged and pleaded with my parents for days. In the end, my mom felt guilty for coming between me and my grandma. Meanwhile, Harriet was pestering Dad and trying to make him feel guilty for keeping me away. So, my parents were kind of forced to let us keep in contact. After that, I used to frequently hang out with her. She was attentive to me, and I felt like I finally knew about my grandparents' love. I did love her too, but still managed to notice some red flags about her. When my mom went to drop me off at Harriet's house, they had a small conversation. I was already inside the house when they talked, but I could very clearly hear their conversations. Mom said, Harriet, I understand that we have our differences, but let's not make Lila suffer for that. I know that my daughter wants to stay connected to you, so I have allowed this to happen. Please don't do anything to break our trust. You must be so pissed, Elsie. You can see that I am starting to win. I already took away your daughter. I will take away Gabriel as well. Once I have them both, you will lose. I know you are still planning to send me away from your lives. But hear this out, Harriet. Gabriel will never leave me for you. And we won't let you get off easy if you try to use my daughter against us. We will see just how loyal your daughter will be to you. Time will tell. Consider this a little warning. Saying this, Harriet just closed the door in my mom's face. I was stunned, but kept my mouth shut. I slowly went to the living room and pretended not to hear anything. I didn't speak up, guys. I know it was wrong. I thought Harriet loved me and I didn't want to lose her, so I never told Dad about the conversation, and neither did Mom. Harriet never stopped showing her hatred towards Mom. Grandma used to berate Mom in front of me when I was with her. She always said, Your mother is a useless woman, Lila. I'm glad you didn't turn out to be like her. She took your dad away from me. I will never forgive her. Grandma, Mom is not like that. Dad still visits you and takes care of you. Mom never stopped him. My son would never abandon me. Your mom has used some dirty tricks to make him stay away, but this time she will pay. I will have my son back. Grandma, I don't like you talking about Mom like that. What happened was between you three. She is a good mom to me, so please don't say these things to me. Harriet never stopped, even after I repeatedly told her to. She continued to demonize my mom and try to make me agree with her. She even said that she and Dad would be very happy without my mom in the picture. For years, I listened to her berate my mom. I was young and dumb and didn't want to lose my grandma, so I never revealed those conversations to anyone. I tried to defend my mom, but was scared that Grandma would hate me. The stupid girl I was, I continued to fawn over my grandma until I was 18. A single incident and it all came crashing down. It would destroy my relationship with Harriet for good. One day, when I was visiting Grandma, I made the mistake of venting about my college education. I was nervous to ask my parents for help, but also dreaded student loans at the same time. I didn't want to stress my parents, so I decided to vent to Grandma instead. I said, Grandma, I will have to apply to college pretty soon. I have no idea how I will manage to arrange the money for my college fund. I'm scared to ask my parents. I hope I land a good scholarship with my grades. You know what, Lila? I'm thinking about paying for your college. Really, Grandma? You would do that for me? But where will you get the money? I have a lot of money saved from your father's allowance. He does send me a lot of money. I'll give you all of it. But you need to do something for me. You have to make Gabriel divorce Elsie. What are you talking about, Grandma? Do you want me to make my parents divorce each other? Are you serious? I am dead serious, girl. If you do it, I will give you money for college, a total of $13,000. All for you. I even have a plan ready. You just have to agree to it. You are going to pay me to make my parents get a divorce? You have to be kidding me. This can't be real. I will give you half of my money right now. You can have the rest later. I just need your word that you will do your best to make it happen. I didn't think she was serious. I mean, it had to be a joke. Honestly speaking, I have heard stories about this happening, but I never thought they could get real. Hell, I didn't think Harriet was capable of it. Boy, was I wrong. Sitting in my account was $65,000 that Harriet sent me the next day. I was dumbstruck by the freaking audacity of Harriet. Right then, I received a call from her. Thankfully, I decided to record the call. She said, "So, I think you have already received the half I promised. I have more, you know. You will get another $65,000 if you agree to my conditions. Once your mother is out of the picture, I will convince Gabriel to give you some more. His money will be my money anyway. That way, we will continue profiting from each other." Fine then, I will do it. But it will be difficult to convince Dad to divorce Mom. He does love her a lot. I know that, girl. Your witch of a mom had the power to take him away from me. I will never forget that. Now we will see who wins. Don't worry, I'll hire someone to play her affair partner. You just have to show Gabriel some screenshots and pictures. Wait, you will hire someone to be my mom's affair partner? She'll never do something wrong. I can guarantee you that. Pictures can be edited, Lila. It won't be very difficult. Money can make people do things. If you don't want to join me, I will think of something else. No, that's fine. I'll do it. You're giving me a lot of money anyway. After that, Harriet told me about her grand plan and revealed everything to me. Her poor health, yeah, She faked a heart attack. She had been setting this up for months. Harriet had everything lined up down to the fine details. She only needed to reveal the affair and convince Dad to divorce Mom. If I hadn't agreed, I would have never found out about her schemes. So I joined hands with her. But Harriet had no idea what was coming. For weeks, I met with the hired guy to arrange all the details. Harriet was adamant that nothing could go wrong. I was clever enough to take pictures and recordings of all interactions. Harriet didn't know because, well, I do know ways to fool her. I collected all the evidence and went straight to my parents. I sat them down and said, "Mom, Dad, there's something I need to tell you guys. It's about Grandma." "What is it, Lila? Is she sick again? Tell me now. I'm getting worried." "No, Dad, she's not sick. She never actually has been sick. She's faking everything." "What? How can you accuse your grandma of such things? This is ridiculous." "Stop being mad at Lila, Gabriel. Your mother had pulled this shit before. Why are you even surprised? Lila, tell us everything." "She wanted to get back into our lives, so she faked a heart attack. She accepted it herself, and she just paid me a lot of money to make you two get a divorce." My parents looked shocked by what I said. I could see why they were so taken aback by it. I had just dropped 2 nuclear bombs on them. They were silent for a while and looked at each other. Then I went ahead and explained everything to them. I also gave them the proof I had. By the time I was done, both of my parents were super pissed. Mom said, "What the freaking hell? This stupid woman is still after me? After all these years, she has not given up. This is ridiculous. She's out for my reputation and my marriage." I had no idea my mom was capable of this shit. I shouldn't have let her back into our lives. Hell, I took care of her for years, and now she does this to me and Elsie? She had been planning everything for a while, Dad. I couldn't record all of her conversations. You saw the texts and what they said. She's adamant that she wants Mom out of the picture. Gabriel, your mom tried to weaponize my child against me. Harriet is a freaking witch. All these acts of being a loving grandparent were just for show. She only wanted to use me for her plans. I can see that now. I wanted to let you guys know so that she can't create any misunderstanding with or without me. Thank you for telling us, Lila. Don't worry. We won't let her use you against us, and there is no way we're getting a divorce. Whatever Mom has in mind won't work. You don't have to worry about it. My parents told me to act like everything is fine, so I let Harriet transfer me the proof that she had manufactured about my mom's cheating. Dad and Mom looked over everything and made their plans with me. Then we waited for their anniversary to come. Harriet was excited because I told her that Dad was getting ready to file for divorce. I said, "Hey, Grandma, you know what? Your plan worked." I showed Dad all the proof and convinced him to divorce Mom. Dad is talking to a lawyer. He would be serving her papers on their anniversary. He's having a smaller party so that he doesn't spend too much on Mom. Mom doesn't know a thing. Oh my God, that is wonderful news, Lila. I knew keeping you around would be worth it. You are such a good girl. I'll send over the rest of the money today. Good job, kid. Thank you, Grandma. You might want to come and invite some friends to watch the show. It'll be amazing. Dad won't mind having a few of your friends over. Harriet gleefully hung up on me and started to call her friends. She asked Dad if she could invite them, and he said yes. Harriet even sent me the rest of the money later. Me, Mom, and Dad were all pretty surprised by her stupidity. She thought she was clever, but she had no idea who she was up against. We were going to end her drama once and for all. My parents' anniversary was supposed to be a grand celebration. Instead, they opted for a small one this year. I convinced Harriet that Dad planned a small party to save money. She took that as the truth. The truth was that Dad didn't want his entire friend circle to see the drama. Instead, he called our extended family and Harriet's friends, people who needed to know what a snake Harriet was. When everyone arrived, I got everyone's attention to give a speech. I stood up and said, "Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to my parents' anniversary. I'm so happy to have such wonderful parents and thought I should speak some words about them. You know how much parents are still in love? It just makes my heart melt, but there has been someone who has a problem with their love and marriage. As you all know, it's none other than my dear Grandma Harriet." "What are you saying, Lila? Why would you say things like that about your grandma?" Guys, are you wondering why I would say something like that? Well, Harriet here had tried to bribe me into making my dad divorce my mom. Yes, that's completely true. She promised me money for college if I make my dad divorce my mom. She even sent me in advance to lure me into her plans. "Gabriel, look at what your worthless daughter is saying. Guys, this is all her and Elsie's plan. They want me out of your life, so they're using dirty tricks now. You shouldn't believe them." "But I have proof, Harriet. I have both your blood and Mom's. I know exactly how to deal with people who want to take advantage of me." Guys, you would be shocked to see what Grandma had arranged. Do you want to see what it was? Here it is. I quickly started to play our recorded calls quite loudly on the little microphone I got. Yes, the ones that they use for ASMRs. When I played the whole recording, the look on people's faces was glorious. My parents, of course, didn't react because they knew. Meanwhile, Harriet was slowly getting pale and started to sweat. I could see that her hands were shaking. Everyone in the family and even her friends were giving her nasty looks. When the recording ended, she said, "These are all fake. You and Elsie are trying to trap me and ruin my reputation. You two hate me and want me gone. Don't put your wildest dreams on me and my daughter, Harriet. Everything you have said is exactly what you wanted to do to me. We have more proof, including the guy you hired to play my affair partner. You have stooped low, Harriet. Even I am embarrassed for you." "Gabriel, why are you not saying anything? You can't just let your daughter and wife insult me like that. Say something, son, please." "I don't know what to say, Mom. I'm ashamed to call you my mom. For years, I ignored my wife's feelings and kept in touch with you. I took over all your responsibility. And now, this is how you reward me? You can't believe their lies, Gabriel. I know how much you love Elsie. Why would I do this to you?" "Exactly, Mom. You knew how much I love Elsie, but you never wanted her around. You wanted to have sole control over me and my money. You have tried to break us up before. I can't believe you tried to use Lila for your gains. I have done enough for you, but no more. From today onwards, we will go no contact with you, and I am going to stop paying for everything. You can go figure out your life yourself. I'm going to protect my wife and daughter from your toxic behavior." Harriet heard this and started to bawl in front of everyone. No one reached out to help her or comfort her. They didn't want to be near her. Everyone sympathizes with us while criticizing Harriet. Even people on Harriet's side didn't support her. It was glorious, actually. Harriet sobbed and begged for forgiveness while everyone else just ignored her. After a while, Dad told her to get out of our property before he called the police. That made her leave out of fear. We apologized to our guests for making them witness everything. However, they understood our situation and were glad to know how toxic Harriet can be. We later invited them to a bigger party that was happening within a few hours in a different venue. Overall, my parents had a great time, and so did I. Harriet kept blowing up our phones, but we didn't care. Her texts to me ranged from anger at exposing her to begging to make Dad forgive her. I ignored her and went about my way. The real fun happened the next day when Grandma asked for the money back. Harriet said, "Since you've decided to betray me, I have no use for you anymore. Don't even think about coming near my house again." Don't worry, Harriet. In this life, I will never make the stupid decision of being around you again. You don't have to worry about that. And I want my money back. I don't care how you go to college. You are no one to me. You need to give me back the money I sent. What money? What you gave me was a gift. I already gave it away to charity. I did that the very next day. As for my college, my parents already have a fund saved for me. You lied to me to make me do your dirty work. I know the truth now. What the hell? I will sue you for the money. Just wait and watch. Sure, Harriet. I would love to see how you win this case. This will be hilarious. Go ahead and do your best. But remember, Dad won't be supporting you financially anymore. You better check your finances before hiring a lawyer. Harriet started to call me some colorful names before I hung up on her. She kept calling me, but I blocked her number. Harriet tried her best to make Dad speak to her again. She refused to apologize for her behavior and only acted in an entitled way. So my dad and Mom blocked her as well. Dad was adamant about not supporting Harriet anymore. Surprisingly, even the extended family understood the situation and agreed with his decision. Harriet did show up to the house to scream at Mom and me, but Dad called the police on her, who came and warned her away. Now, Harriet was forced to move near her older sister, who was making her work at a grocery store. The sister gives us information about her because she is on our side. Meanwhile, my parents are finally living a peaceful life without the constant fights about Harriet. I have got accepted into a great university on a full scholarship. Life is good, and I can tell everyone the hilarious story about my grandma.